A Prime Minister who can't even command the support of half of his own party. But I'm sorry to say, I now believe that he is unfit to be the Prime Minister.
Nigel Farage leaves Keir Starmer speechless in explosive live debate. You're not going to believe what just happened. In a packed debate that was supposed to be routine, Nigel Farage unleashed a fiery exchange with Prime Minister Keir Starmer, and what followed left the entire chamber stunned. Farage, known for his sharp tongue and unfiltered delivery, delivered a barrage of criticism so pointed. Starmer couldn't reply. Yes, the man who built his reputation on careful answers, measured tones, and lawyer-like precision, was caught completely off guard. And the clip, it's already going viral. Let's break down exactly what happened. The setting was a live panel discussion, broadcast nationally, where both leaders were invited to spar over immigration, the economy, and Britain's standing in the world. Nothing unusual at first. These two have crossed swords before. But then came the flashpoint. Farage leaned in, his voice rising with that trademark intensity, and demanded answers about Labour's stance on border control. He accused Starmer of dodging the hard questions, of being out of touch with ordinary working people who feel abandoned by the political elite. And instead of the calm, polished response people expected from Starmer, there was silence. A visible pause. A moment where his eyes darted, his papers shuffled, but no words came out. For a politician who prides himself on control, that single moment was devastating. The room reacted instantly. Some MPs smirked. Others gasped. The moderator tried to move things along, but it was too late. The impression was already set. Farage pressed further. He said, "If you can't answer now, in front of the people, then when will you ever?" And that line cut deep. The audience erupted. Applause. Cheers. A few jeers too. But the energy had shifted, decisively. Now, let's talk about why this matters. Keir Starmer has been positioning himself as the steady hand of British politics. The man who can outlast the drama, who can bring calm after years of turbulence. His entire brand depends on appearing in control. But in politics, moments matter more than speeches. And in that single exchange, Farage managed to flip the narrative. It wasn't just about immigration policy. It wasn't just about borders. It was about confidence, presence, and the ability to fight back under pressure. And Starmer, at least in that instant, didn't deliver. Public reaction has been ferocious. On Twitter, one user wrote, "I've never seen Starmer freeze like that. Farage exposed him." Another posted a clip with the caption, "This is why Labour keeps losing touch with voters." Even some journalists admitted the exchange was remarkable. One political correspondent said, "Farage thrives on confrontation, Starmer avoids it." Tonight, that difference was glaring. And inside Westminster, the whispers are growing louder. One senior Conservative source reportedly said, "If Farage can do that on live TV, imagine what he'll do during an election campaign." This doesn't mean Starmer is finished. Far from it. His team quickly spun the moment, saying the pause was deliberate, that he was choosing not to engage with shouting politics. They argue that Britain needs a calm, measured leader, not someone who thrives on drama. And to be fair, that strategy has worked for Starmer in the past. He often lets opponents rant themselves into corners. The question is, will the public see it that way this time? Or will the viral clip of him left speechless overshadow the explanation? Here's what makes this even more explosive: the timing. The debate comes as Labour is trying to solidify its position ahead of key elections. Voters are restless, the cost of living crisis is biting hard, and immigration remains one of the hottest issues in British politics. Farage knows this. He's not just throwing punches for the fun of it, he's targeting the pressure points where Labour is weakest. And the silence from Starmer? That just amplifies the perception that Labour has no clear answers. Some political insiders say this may mark the beginning of a turning point. Because here's the thing: politics isn't just about policy papers or statistics. It's about moments that capture public imagination. Think of Gordon Brown's infamous, "bigoted woman" comment. Or Theresa May's robotic, strong and stable mantra. Or even Boris Johnson's blustering performances in Parliament. These moments define leaders, for better or worse. And now, Starmer has his own viral moment, one where he had no words. So where does this go from here? Farage will almost certainly use this clip again and again. It's political gold for him. He'll frame himself as the voice of the people, the man unafraid to say what others won't, the outsider who can shake the establishment. For Starmer, the challenge is different. He'll need to prove that this was just a blip, not a pattern. He'll need to walk into the next debate ready to strike back fast, sharp, and confident. Because in the unforgiving world of modern politics, hesitation looks like weakness. And weakness gets amplified. At the end of the day, this wasn't just a clash of personalities. It was a glimpse into the future battles of British politics. Farage versus Starmer isn't just about policy differences, it's about style, strength, and the ability to command the room. And last night, only one of them walked away looking like they had the upper hand. The question now is simple. Was this just a fleeting moment, forgotten in a few days? Or was this the moment that shifted the balance, the spark that changes the trajectory of British politics heading into the next election? One thing is certain, everyone's watching now. And the silence from Keir Starmer may echo far louder than anything Nigel Farage said.